Hi, everybody, and welcome to the weekend. That's right, the Dodgers and the Rangers set to get things started in Arlington. I'm Jim Rodriguez, and this is Dodgers Latest. I invite you to join me on Instagram and on X. Hit me up at JRodShow. We have lots of good stuff for you and a great weekend in store if you like pitching. But we'll get into that in a minute because speaking of pitching, we have an update on the Dodgers' big free agent signing, Blake Snell. Remember, he got put on the 15-day injured list with inflammation on his shoulder. He's due to come off next week when the Dodgers are in Chicago to take on the Cubs. But I don't know if the Dodgers are going to be in any hurry to put him back out there. And why? Well, thankfully, as we can see, Snell through this week, no pain, clean injuries. But because of a quirk in the schedule, the Dodgers haven't played on a Thursday in April. In fact, their next Thursday game isn't until May the 8th. So they've got some time. They've got that built-in off day that's almost like a starter. And honestly, they haven't gotten much to talk about the guys that have replaced Blake Snell, right? You know, we've got Robleski, who didn't pitch well. Landon Knack had a bad outing in Washington, had a bounce-back outing. And then, of course, Bobby Miller pitched awful, nearly blowing a 7-1 lead. So for the Dodgers, because of the marathon, because of it being 162 games, I don't think there's much of a rush to get Blake Snell back in the lineup, considering that those off days on Thursday is going to help us out. Now, that second week in May or that second Thursday in May will be a long stretch of games for the Dodgers and on the road, so they'll have to make a decision then. But for now, I think they're content with using these days off as starters and helping out Blake Snell slowly get back into game form. Speaking of game form, Dodgers not happy at all with Bobby Miller. You know, Dave Roberts, who is about as loyal as there is to his players, pretty much said so after the Dodgers had a 7-1 lead. Remember, they got 7 runs in the first inning in Bobby Miller's debut after Bobby gave up a run in the first inning, and he almost blew it. And the Dodgers and Dave Roberts essentially said, listen, when you're staked to a 7-1 lead early like that, it is your job. It is incumbent upon you to go deep into the game. And Bobby Miller just couldn't find himself. He did have a bunch of strikeouts, but he did not find himself. Couldn't even get to the 4th inning. So the Dodgers have optioned Bobby Miller back down to the minors, back down to AAA Oklahoma City. So what does that mean for Bobby Miller? Well, I think at this point, they're just trying to get him right so they can trade him. I've said this before. I don't think there's any spot for him on the big league roster, especially after the performance we saw against a woeful Colorado Rockies team where Bobby got lit up in that game. So do you package him in a trade, to the White Sox for Luis Robert? James Outman's been playing his butt off down in the minor leagues, so he's improved his trade potential. Is Bobby Miller a kind of guy you say, hey, we'll make this trade, but you got to take Bobby Miller as well as a high prospect in the organization. Bobby, it's a shame because we've talked about it already this week here on Dodgers Latest. The guy in 2023 was brilliant and then just fell off the table in 24, was going to compete for the 5th starter job this spring, got hit with a line drive in his first spring training start. That set him back, and he's pitched poorly. Don't want to overreact, but I just think the Dodgers may have to start cutting bait with Bobby Miller, find a trade partner to try to maybe send him somewhere else, change the scenery, if you will. We're wishing the best for Bobby. Hope he can come back. Hope he can come back in Dodger uniform, but with Tony Gonsolin set to return, Clayton Kershaw already having a good rehab start in Oklahoma City. Not that we're not going to see Clayton probably till June, maybe July after the All-Star break, but there are reinforcements, plus Snell's already coming back. I don't see a future for Bobby Miller in the organization as of now. All right, Dodgers and the Rangers this weekend, and I'll tell you what, Texas, that ballpark is keen for offense, but marquee pitching matchups are the name of the game in Arlington this weekend. First of all, you got Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He'll take the mound for the Dodgers against 2-time Cy Young Award winner Jacob deGrom. He pitches tonight. That's going to be a great ball game. Obviously, for deGrom, what can we say? Talk about a guy who has just been marred by injuries. Think about it. He's already won 2 Cy Youngs in his career when he was a member of the New York Mets, but injuries have sidelined him. Signed a big deal with Texas. Missed a bunch of games last year, pretty much the whole season. Got into 3 games with the Rangers. This is his 4th start of the season. We wish him nothing but health because it's only good for the Rangers, for the game, and for our weekend matchups here. So it's going to be Yamamoto and deGrom tonight. Saturday, it's going to be Roki Sasaki and Nathan Eovaldi. And we know about Nate Eovaldi, right? He's a 2-time World Series winner. Dodgers saw him front and center when Eovaldi was with the Red Sox. He was part of that team that beat the Dodgers in the 2018 World Series. He's a 2-time World Series winner. He was on the Rangers 23 team that beat the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series. And then on Sunday, maybe the best matchup of the weekend, if you can believe it. Couple of Tylers. It'll be Tyler Glasnow and Tyler Mahle for the Rangers. And Mahle has been unconscious this year. He's 3-0 with an ERA of 0.92, 21 strikeouts in just under 20 innings. He has been lights out. So runs may be at a premium this weekend in Texas. Yamamoto and deGrom, Sasaki and Eovaldi, and then Tyler Glasnow against Tyler Mahle this weekend in Texas. Now, when the Dodgers and Rangers get together, there seems to be a big connection. And I was thinking about it, and obviously we know Corey Seager, who has won a World Series with the Dodgers and the Rangers, was World Series MVP for the Dodgers and for the Texas Rangers. He is on the Texas Rangers, and he is hitting the cover off the ball. He's already hitting over 300, 4 home runs. He's hit 3 home runs the last 7 games. So the Dodgers will be renewing acquaintances with Corey. Jock Peterson, the ex-Dodger, he is on the Texas Rangers. Now, for as hot as Corey Seager has been, Jock Peterson's been the other way around. He is 3 for 50. So the Dodgers are catching, hopefully, Peterson in a good spot, or bad for him, good for the Dodgers. 3 for his last 50. That's 0-60 if you're thinking about it. More Dodger-Ranger connections. They've had tons of ex-Dodgers as managers. Don Zimmer, Kevin Kennedy, Johnny Oates, Bobby Valentine. In fact, most recently, Chris Woodward, who is now back with the Dodgers as the first base coach. Chris Woodward was the manager of the Rangers before they won the World Series. He got fired. Bruce Bochy came in and won the World Series. So there's a lot of connections. And here's one thing that you may not have known, might be able to win you a beer at a bar. Orel Hershiser, that's right, the legendary Dodger pitcher, was the Rangers pitching coach from 2002 through 2005. So when the Dodgers and Rangers get together, they are definitely almost like cousins who have experienced a lot of things together. And hey, the Dodgers are such a successful franchise. If you're Texas, why not bring the guys who have learned, at the Harvard School of Baseball, and that's the Los Angeles Dodgers. Big weekend ahead, start of a 5-game road trip, 3 in Texas. And the Dodgers have Monday and Thursday off. In between Tuesday and Wednesday, they're on the north side of Chicago at Wrigley Field, taking on the Chicago Cubs. I'm Jim Rodriguez. You can hit me up on X and Instagram at JRodShow. Back Monday to break it all down for you. Have a good weekend. And as always, it's time for Dodger Baseball.